North Carolina's mountains are known for the trees that are part of their rolling views.
These trees are part of the Nantahala and Pisgah National Forests, and between them, they cover more than 1 million acres in 18 counties in western North Carolina. In the next few days, the federal government will announce its latest management plan for the forests.
WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie reports tens of thousands of acres of old-growth forest could be open for logging.
When I'm in the forest, I feel calm.
You might be surprised to learn that logging is allowed in national forests, but it's part of the reason they were created more than a century ago. Unlike national parks, which are protected under the U.S. Department of the Interior, national forests are under the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
One of the statutory purposes for having national forests, and this goes back to the very beginning of public lands in the U.S., is for timber harvest. So it's something that's been a part of national forest management since the beginning.
Sam Evans is an attorney at the Southern Environmental Law Center, one of the many groups who objected to a U.S. Forest Service proposal to allow more logging in the old growth areas of the Nantahala Pisgah Forest. It's part of the latest forest plan, which is a blueprint for how the federal government intends to manage it.
So this plan decides the next 3 decades of where the logging will occur, how much will occur, and what places will be protected.
Will Harlan with the Center for Biological Diversity says Nantahala Pisgah is the most popular national forest in the country. He says his group doesn't oppose all logging, but the latest plan would put 45,000 acres of old-growth forest at risk, including some of the Blue Ridge Parkway's most famous vistas like Craggy Scenic Overlook.
Thousands of miles of hiking and biking trails are attracting millions of visitors, waterfall wonderlands, and rare species. This is a global biodiversity hotspot. So when you put all of those things together, this forest is far more valuable standing than cut down.
However, it's also valuable to the timber industry in western North Carolina. John Hatcher with the NC Forestry Association says in the past, the forest supported logging jobs. But in recent decades, national forest managers have allowed fewer trees to be cut.
A lot of businesses, a lot of industries have gone out of business due to that lack of harvesting on the national forest.
Hatcher says the Nantahala Pisgah Forest can easily support a balance of recreation, conservation, and timber harvesting. He says managed logging can also help lower the risk of disease and catastrophic wildfire.
This is not a practice of just harvesting timber for the sake of deriving a crop and leaving the landscape bare. That's further from the truth. Management's a good part of an ecosystem.
Laura Leslie, WRAL News, Raleigh.
The U.S. Forest Service declined several requests for an interview. This plan has been delayed several years due to the pandemic and the record number of public objections to the draft proposal. The final version is expected by the end of the month.